can't stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly here on BGSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pimmick, joined by the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Chris Bergeron. And Coach, first of all, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, let's talk about last weekend first. And it's obviously a very frustrating weekend for the Falcons. Standings-wise and both the results-wise, what did you take away from the weekend?
Not too much to take away, positively anyway. We felt like we obviously created enough chances. We felt like it was obvious that we created enough chances to win both games, but obviously didn't do enough to win either game. I don't think we were very good around the other team's net, and that combined with a goaltender who was on top of his game made it impossible for us to score. Impossible is not the word I want to use, but we didn't score either night. So to us, it was different than the Saturday night against Ferris, although it has been 3 games in a row we haven't scored. The Saturday night against Ferris, we didn't give ourselves a chance. Both nights against Northern, we gave ourselves plenty of chances, and weren't able to execute. And what that does is it puts a bunch of pressure on your goaltender, and it put a bunch of pressure on each and every play in the D zone, and ultimately two pucks went in the net Friday. We gave them a 5-on-3. That gave them some momentum where they created an offensive zone situation where they scored. And that was enough. And then Saturday night they had one D zone play, or we had one D zone play that it was a scramble. It kind of went sideways and it ended up in our net. I was just watching the penalty kill. I thought our penalty kill was really good. I don't think our power play is very good at all. So you look at, we have between 20 and 25 chances both nights in our estimation. Our power play doesn't score either night. It was one of those, I think frustrating is the best word, because I think we did enough, but obviously didn't do enough. And it's hard to put your finger on it, because that's almost been our season. And if we had answers, you'd fix it right away and make it right. But to not score a goal at home is obviously something that's disappointing.
You mentioned the pressure being put on the goaltender. How do you think Chris Nell responded to that pressure this weekend?
I think he responded really well. I like where Chris's game is at. Like I've said this a bunch. I just don't like the results he's getting, and a lot of the time that's not his fault. But it's a result position, and we'd like to see him get the results. But you're not going to get results if you don't score goals. We know there's a process to scoring goals, just like there's a process to winning games. And our process this weekend was just okay. It was just okay, and just okay is not good enough. But we'll take Chris's game where it is right now. His level is good. He needs to stay there.
Now, when you look at the standings going into last weekend, the Falcons kind of controlled their own destiny, especially with home ice. But now, after not picking up any points this weekend, it's kind of tough for Bowling Green now. Yeah,
we'll be watching the next 2 weekends in terms of results and who's beating who within the league. And then the last weekend will be our only way to control our own destiny. And at that point, we'll try to control what we can, knowing that some of it may be out of our control. But that's something we take ownership of that. We put ourselves in this situation. We'll do our best to work our way out of it.
Now, looking at this weekend, a little more positive of a weekend, the 50th anniversary of the BGSU Ice Arena, kind of a date that was circled on everyone's calendar from the beginning of the year. How excited are you for Saturday?
I'm very excited. First of all, from a selfish standpoint, I'm excited because we get to play another game and get us back out there and hopefully feel better about our the way we're playing. But from a program perspective, it's always a great time when ex-BG Falcon hockey players come back into town, and to be celebrating 50 years of the ice arena. We're not the only ones coming back into town. There's ice skaters, there's high school players, there's youth players. A bunch of people that have spent time in this building, and where this building has impacted them or their family, are coming back to town this weekend to celebrate what this ice arena has meant. I'm excited for it. I mean, it's always nice for our players to be able to spend some time with guys that wore the jerseys and walked in their shoes before them. And we've got some guys coming back that I know they'll be excited to talk to. I think George McPhee's planning on coming back, and he's a guy that's been very supportive of me. I don't want to pick out one person, but he's a guy that's been very supportive of me, and it'll be nice to see him. We've heard about Rob Blake, potentially Nelson Emerson. I mean, these type of people. I mean, for them to take time off and during the hockey season and come and spend time here says just how much this program and BGSU and BG in general means to them. It should be a pretty fun weekend.
What do you think all that means to the players when they see alums who have played in the NHL, who have played at higher levels of hockey, come in and talk to the players?
Well, I'm hoping, Evan, that it reminds them of the responsibility they have every time they put the jersey on. Sometimes that gets lost and you get complacent and you take things for granted. I think that's a pretty natural thing at 20 years old. But I want them to be reminded that this is a special place, and it's been a special place to a lot of people before them, and you have a responsibility every time you put that jersey on to bring the best version of yourself, and that's what I'm hoping happens. Not in a bad way, but in a very positive, good way. And it also, I think it shows them the possibilities. You know what I mean? There's no one that can tell you that, well, that can't be you, because I'm sure George didn't know it was going to be him. Rob or Nelson or any of these other guys didn't know for sure it was going to be them that was now going to be in the NHL wall or have the careers they had. So I think it gives our guys just the reminder of this potentially could be you. You can do this from Bowling Green, and that's that glimmer of hope, and that's kind of a goofy way to say it, but that thought, I think, is another thing that our guys will get from this weekend.
Well, it's going to be a very special day Saturday from the Slater Family Ice Arena, 5 o'clock start against the Mercyhurst Lakers. And if you can't make it to the game, which you want to make it to the game, everyone wants to go to the game, you can always listen on the radio. Mike Doc Emmerich will be doing the first and third period play-by-play, so he can take a break from me for a weekend. Again, Coach, appreciate the time. Enjoy the weekend, and hopefully we'll see a victory for the Falcons.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.